afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. See Greg again with part 2 of how I make trees. As you can see here, I've just a plain old garden twig, just obviously stuck on to keep it steady. And as you can see, I've put like little twigs. You know, sometimes you get the little twigs on the bottom of a pine tree and things like that. Well, all that is jeweler's wire, anything thin like that. And all I do is I just cut it to lengths, just a little length like so, and use your pin vise. Just do a little mark into the bark. Then push it in and just a dab of super glue. See, that's all that is just a twig from the garden. That's all we've got there. So that's like sort of part 1 of it done. Is just put a few of them things at the bottom of the tree, just to represent, you know, there's some twigs at the bottom. So how I make this other tree is I have the coconut husk, or whatever it's called, that you get in hanging garden things, you know, the baskets. This is just this stuff. And what I've done is I've just cut a strip from it. And as you can see, it's quite thick. So all I do then is I say this is roughly, it starts off around 4 centimeters and it tapers off to about 2.5. So you know, you've got it at a small angle. So then what I do next is I just get the pair of scissors. I think these ones are probably sharper. Just a second. And then I cut them into squares, varying sizes. Start at the bottom, obviously, the thicker side. So just cut them into large squares, and slowly get smaller as you're going up. So once you've got that into squares, I'll just get this little box that I have with some pieces already made in here. So I'll just pop these to the side. This is just little bits that are already made. So once you've got to that stage, push it out the way, and that out the way, and that out the way. And I start from obviously the biggest ones first. It's just trim it to a rough circle, like so. So all that is just a quick circle. Just pop them in there. I'll just trim all these ones up. Won't be too long. Just keep. Don't have to be, you know, perfect circle, you know, just to knock the square edges off more than anything else. So I'll carry on with these ones. Like so. Well, I wish I don't throw any of it away. I can use it for all sorts of things. You can tease it apart and make it like for roots of trees and, you know, undergrowth. It's quite useless. It's quite versatile. So this one parts are quite thick, just break them apart and trim them. Like so. Nearly there, a couple more to do. Just cutting the lawn this time of year. Late. Right, so we've got all them cut into sort of cylindrical shapes. So as you can see, they're quite thick. So what you need to do is just gently tease them in half. So you've got 2, you know, 2 out of 1. So you do, so just tease all these out. Just be gentle with them, just sort of work your way into them, like so. Some of them are that thick you may even get 3. And this one's quite thick, you might get 3 out of this one. Probably get 3 out of this one as well. No, that one won't get 3 out of that one. This one I will. 1, be. Just keep doing these. One. Just keep doing them. I just keep some in a box, and I just now and again I just put a few up and stick them in this box. So I know I've got them ready for if I need to make any more trees. So once you've got to that stage, then you go from, obviously you start from the largest ones first. So let's just see. Let's get a large one. Actually, this is quite large. I'll just see some parts have actually got you know, these bit of a thing. Just pull them out. They're no good and wrong. As you can see, just a couple of bits here and there. There's another one. There's another bit. So you've got that. Basically, so all you need to do is just to start you know, work from the centre and tease it outwards. You know, just gently tease it. Just try and keep it in a sort of cylindrical shape again, a circular shape. Just keep teasing it out, like so. Just keep going and going until you, like so. So once you've got to that, so it's made it's a lot thinner now. Could have been even thinner actually. It's a lot thinner now. So then you get your pair of scissors again, and just cut the scraggling edges, so all the, you know, the bits off that you don't really need. And in the centre, just try and tease. Sometimes it's quite hard because it's quite compact, and just slowly break it in the centre. If you can't, you just put a little your scissors through it and just a quick snip, like so. So you've got a hole in the centre. You see the hole? Just there. Just maybe better if I put it up to there. There's a hole in the centre there. There's holes everywhere, but there's one in the centre. So that's, you know, that's what you do with those. So I won't do any more. I've got some already pre-prepared, so I'll keep them bits for later. And then bring back the stick with the branches on. Okay, so get a bit of PVA, I think PVA glue. This is a bit watery, but it'll do the trick. So you find your biggest part, biggest one again to start with. So we'll use this one. We'll use this one. And you just dab your glue. Obviously, this dries clear, so it doesn't really. You know, don't be frightened to put too much on. And just bring it over the stick. Force it into the roll. And it's quite robust stuff. So don't be frightened of it. And bring it down to there. So now there's little bits we don't need. So, and then we same again. Don't be frightened of the glue because it all dries clear. And then find the one that's slightly smaller, but not too much smaller. Let's just see. I bet you haven't got one. Well, let's have to take a piece of this one then instead. Let's have a look. Let's just tease this part out. I thought I would have had enough on the other one. It's just, you know, just roughly bring it out. It doesn't have to be perfect, as long as it's cylindrical and, you know, circular shape. It's not too bad. So that's all right. Maybe a little bit more off that side. And you get your scissors again and just put a little hole, because it is quite hard to do if you don't. And then you then again. This one going to go over. I have to make a bigger hole. This one. That's it. And then you just drop them on. Yeah. So that's another one. And then just carry on. You're finding the best. You know, the best shape. These bits will be all right. Put a blob in there. Blob on there each side, and just all we're doing is gradually building them up. That's all we're doing. This one's quite thick, this one, so that should be fine again. Put a blob in there, blob on there, just keep bringing them down. Same again. It's got quite a big hole on this one, so it doesn't really matter. That one's too big of a hole, so we can't really use that one. Use another one. Just keep going up and up and up, finding the sizes that you know that look right for yourself, and you feel as if they're the correct size. And another one. And again, just all use patience, just build it up. Oops, there's it. There's a put hands. There's another one. That one's a bit thin. That should be perfect shape, that one. And again. Obviously you're getting smaller and smaller as you go towards the top. Yep, that's small enough. Still plenty grew on that tree there, so I'm not going to put any more on at the moment. Couple more, couple of small ones. Let's see if we've got any smallish ones on there we can use. Probably that one. And the real small one for the top. Glue on this one, I think, just to top it off. Oh, I think it'll take one more. Yeah, I'll use this one. And just sort of press this one on the top so it sort of comes to a point, if you can, like so. So when you get to that stage, I'll pop these things out the way, get rid of this bit of rubbish. As you can see, you've got a sort of a, no, it doesn't look very much at the moment, the shape, so obviously you can just tease it, and if you're happy with the shape, just bring them round, and so you've got that sort of thing, that sort of shape. You know, and we could bring this, if you're not happy with them, just pull them down slightly, ever so slightly, you know, so you can still see some of the wood between the, you know, wood between the leaves, and you've got that. And there again, if you see any scraggly bits that you don't like, just trim them off, like so, as it nearly falls off the pot. I'll have to get one of them polystyrene, I've run out of polystyrene, right, so push that back on there. Right, so we've got to that stage. I shall just remove this, pop that down there, and then I'll bring up my famous, very, very expensive, one of a kind spray booth, which is there. As you can see, it's had some hammering, and then to help it set up, you can see that we need to bring it forward. We need to bring it forward, just at an angle like that, so I can spray it. So we've got to that point, and then you just get your, you know, your adhesive craft glue. Just give it a good shake. and then just quick short bursts all round it. Just bring it down if you're not happy with the places, or bring it up, whichever. There we go, that's all it takes, just a few small squirts again, and then just seen a couple of bits there that I'm not happy with. And there we go. I don't want it too perfect. So what we'll have to do now is we'll have to leave those to dry. Probably take about half an hour. So what I'll do now is I'll stop the video here. I'll carry on making another tree because I'm going to do a comparison between using static grass and the flock, so we'll see what looks better and which one you prefer. So I shall be back very shortly. Right, I'm back again. As you can see, I've made another tree, so we shall carry on now. So what we'll do first is we'll do the static grass one first. So we shall use the taller one of the two for the static grass. So I'll leave that in there, and I'll just take that one out of there for now. And first thing you need to do after it's all set up like this, it's probably been about half an hour since I finished it. So all we need to do is PVA, glue and water, one of those little spray bottles, give it a good shake, and just douse it. You know, all underneath as well. Just douse it completely. So everything's wet, well not wet, but you know, everything's got the glue on it. This is the first time I've tried this one on the with the static grass, so we shall see what happens. Right, so I'll just remove that for now from the floor. Just give your hands a quick dry and the tree stem. So we'll bring the static grass applicator on, or flock box, sorry I should say. So what I've done here is I did the same as the last video. I've passed the 2mm grass through a sieve, but I've had around to the summer one, so I've had to mix it with a bit of winter, so it may not come out as nice, but we shall see. We'll see what happens. So there again, all we do again is use the green cable, connect it to your tree like so. So I'll take that off for now, I don't really need that on for now. So we've connected it, okay, we'll switch the flock box on. So we're on, and we just do the same as yesterday. Just gently let's just take it off, I'll turn it round a bit further. Let's just keep doing it all the way underneath if we can. Need some at the top. Well, that's worked quite well. So let's just knocking the excess off, which on this thing is not a great deal, as you can see. There's very little falling off here. I'll knock it off first. So there's very little, so let's clean the trunk up a little bit. A little brush, just to get some of the static grass off the trunk. Oh, way out of shot again. Sorry, chaps and chapesses. Just cleaning the thing off there. There's a bit there I don't quite like, so I can just trim that off. A bit there I'd like to shear off. A little bit there. So that's come out really quite well. That. So let me just bring the light to the. As you can see, that's not bad at all. You can close up to it. We'll just bring the focus. You do a little bit more. I shall put a little bit more see on the bottom where I've missed. So we shall do a little bit more. I shall just pop that back onto the thing and pass some more grass. It takes quite a bit of static grass, but you know, I'll use a bit of the winter grass again. So I shall just put that on there. Right, so I shall just pop a bit more on that piece there where we missed. Just there. And I'll pass a little bit on top. Right, so again we shall I'll just take it off to the bottom of that jar. Connect the I'll just take that blob of glue off there. Connect it back up again with the connector and switch the flock box on, and here we go. Let's just get it all there we go, that's better. Okay, it's a bit of a shock there. Whoa, there you go. So that's come out a lot better now. The bottom bit there, that's quite nice. So I shall take that off there. That's the only thing with these static boxes, sometimes you get a bit of a but it's not too bad. Let me just take off my hands and my arms. Right, so as you can see it's come out rather well. Quite pleased with that again. That's another one. Let's get in the middle of the camera. Now you can see it's all covered now, top and everything. It's all covered. Not bad at all. So that's another one done. So we can put that to the collection. Right. What I need to do now is I need to stop here. I need to tidy all this away, and then I'll get the stuff ready for the flock to see how that works. So I'll just stop it here and I shan't be too long. Right, let's carry on again with the turf, the conifer turf. Right, so we've got to the stage again, obviously as per the last tree. It just wants a quick squirt of PVA glue, which I shall do. Just give it a good check first. Actually, before we do that, I'll show you what I'm actually going to use. That'll be better, wouldn't it? So the first layer will be Woodland Scenics coarse turf. It's, you know, quite a large jar, just go a long way. So that will be the first one that I put on, and then I use Woodland Scenics fine turf weeds. So I've hardly used any of that again. So right, so let me just crack on. I'll just give us a quick spray everywhere. Don't be frightened to give it a real good soaking. even underneath where we missed last time. Right, so I shall just remove that out of the way. I think it's a bit messy from now on, so what you need to do is have a container or something like that. I'll just dry my fingers first from the glue. Right, put that out of the way again. First we start off with the what I'll do is I'll put a piece in this corner, quite a bit in this corner, so I can. Right, so basically what you do is go along and just pack it in everywhere you can see. Just pack it in underneath. Sometimes it takes a couple of applications with this one. As you can see, it doesn't take all the first time, some of it doesn't. I can just whack more PVA on. It's a good start. So just keep doing that until we run out of it. Keep checking what comes off. Right, let's put a bit more in there. And a quick squirt of PVA glue again. So I'll just go off to the side and do it. Right, so let's bring it in, sprinkle it on again, everywhere we can go, underneath. My big hand in the way. Yeah, so just keep packing it in, bits where you've missed, and again. You get quite a lot of fall off this one, but bear in mind there is another bit to go on there yet. So just keep using it until you get sort of a shape, and it's a bit on the top there that needs. I'm just going to quick squirt. There we go. So you get to that, just knock the excess off for now. So you got to that stage there. I could do a little bit more in there. In there. In there. So what I tend to do as well is only from a distance, I'll just remove that so I don't get the, well no, it'll be alright actually. Just going to use it and just give it a quick spray with it. Again, and just do it again, just until, you know, just build it up. So this one's a bit messier to do, but it does work. You can just tap it into place, it won't just open some of the things up a little bit, pop them in the sides. Right, so we've got to that stage. You can see some brown on there, but that'll be covered shortly. So we've got to that stage now with the coarse flock. Let me just pop that tree out of the way for the moment, and you're going to stay there. You're not, are you? Come on. Got bloody glue on there, that's why. Cool. It won't stand up now. I'll stick it down there for now. Blinking heck. Right, stay. Right, so I'll just clean this up a little bit. Blooming thing's fallen over. Sodding thing. It's alright, it's not so bad. In fact, I'll just snip that bit of leaf off there for now. Don't like that bit. I don't like that bit. Right, so we'll give it a good dousing again in PVA. Sometimes it gets a bit heavy, but it does dry quite well. Nearly out. Nearly out. But and then we go and use the so you want to just got glue on this stuff. I usually keep it just for other bits and pieces that I do. I don't sort of re-put it back, and then you sprinkle this over the top. Not so much underneath the leaves, because obviously they're a bit darker underneath the tree than on the outside, but we can put some bits in there. And just keep going round it. Some parts that you've missed. Okay, so let's just see if there's any excess. We don't like that little bit there. Don't like that little bit there. Okay, so this one's a lot messier. A lot messier. Let's take a bit of excess off, which shouldn't be too much now. So we got to that stage with this one now. As you can see, it's a different texture. Slightly different again, and as it dries you can shape it again. You can just, you know, because it's quite heavy with the glue, you can just shape it as you go along when it's dry. And then what I do with that when it's dry completely is I just give it a coat of PVA and water again, and it toughens the whole thing up, so there's no, you don't lose any of the green off it. So let me just tidy this mess up, and then we'll come back and we'll compare them both. Okay, won't be long. Right, that's back again. So quick tidy up. I'll put both of the trees together, see what we think. So this was the first one. This was using the static grass with the flock box. It's different texture altogether, but still quite nice. So you can, if I can pick it, you can see there how it's formed on the coconut husk. It's quite nice. And then we have the one with the flock, with the two-tone flock. We have the coarse green flock and the fine willow weed flock, which is different again, different colour. Obviously the other colour I had to use a mixture of summer and winter, so it could have been a slightly different colour, but we can always spray it up if we need to. So what we do with these now is I'll just leave them to set up, both of them, mainly this one, and then I'll spray it with PVA and water again until it becomes really solid. Whoa, there we go. That's gone and done that. Never mind. Fallen off. So well, accidents happen, as they say, so we shall have to start with that one again. Sorry about that, but blinking thing. But there we go. But say I'll just redo that one. But you got the gist of it. Blooming heck, all that way through there, and then it happens, eh? Would you Adam and Eve it? But there you go. So Sorry for the end of that, ladies and gentlemen. It was a bit of an accident there, but you got the gist of it. You know which was which one you like best, or don't like, or maybe don't like any of them. But I shall just finish that one off again later on. That's no problem. I'm gonna have to find myself something decent to stand them in. The polystyrene I've got isn't thick enough, and it won't take the weight, unfortunately. So just wipe myself down. What a shame, but never mind. Accidents happen. Accidents happen. So as you can see, we've got the both still. Obviously that one's fine, no problem, and this one I'll have to do again. But I shall just PVA and do it again. So, but at least you got the end result on on both of them, apart from the small accident which just happened. But never mind. So that's the end of the treat sort of tutorial sort of how-to thing. Apart from that disaster, but there you go. So thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for all my subscribers, and now we should be doing an update on what's on the bench in the next day or so. So thank you very much for watching, and if you like what you're seeing, give us a big thumbs up. If you haven't, give us a thumbs down and tell me why. So this is Greg signing off, and thank you for watching.